In today's video, I'm showing you how to make a cardboard tube game. So you will need for this game some tubes. That's the main kind of component, and these are the ones that I have bought. These are the ones I chose because they are very easy to cut, but they are also very sturdy. You know, that you could use kitchen roll inners if you want, and you could use toilet rolls. But the problem with those are they're a bit too lightweight, and unless you've got a small and very, very gentle dog, they'll probably rip them and the game won't last very long. For the original game I made for Watson, I used these tubes, and these are actually poster tubes, so they're a lot harder and cannot be cut with scissors. You would need to cut these with a hand saw or a craft saw, and my husband did that for me. So you will need tubes, you will need some scissors, some good craft scissors to cut them with. Up to you whether you use a craft mat. I've got a craft mat on the table here. Then you will need some kind of glue. I use a glue gun. I don't know why I'm showing you this. This is just what I keep it on so that the glue doesn't go everywhere. A glue gun and some glue sticks. And you'll also need some fabric and some fabric scissors to put in the game, and some treats obviously. And I'm going to cut, let's see, I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to cut each tube in half. I'm not going to measure it and mark in the middle. You can do that if you like, but I'm happy to just kind of guess it. Kind of press it in the middle to make it a bit easier to cut. It's about halfway through, isn't it? And then I'm going to cut. I've got my two parts, and they don't have to be identical size. We're going to cut 6 tubes to make 12 of the smaller ones, but you can make this as small or as large as you want, again depending on your dog. And if they are a beginner, you could even just start with 3 tubes and 6 like this, and just do a small one and see how they get on, because you know the thing is all dogs like different types of games, and you'll discover which ones are their favourite, which type of ones they like to snuffle things, do they like to lift things off of things, you know, there's lots of different ways of doing it. So they're going to go in rows of 4. So I'm first going to just glue anywhere along the first one and just pop the other one on top of it. Hope I've got enough glue in here for it. Just glue along like so. And then, this the other way around, hold this one on. So I'm going to glue in a row of 4 and then start adding on. Good thing about the glue gun is the glue dries pretty quickly, so I'm now going to go along again. Actually, I need another glue thing in here. And then I can put this one on, like so. Just hold it for a few seconds for it to dry. I always find this glue very stringy, which is why I have this, just a little random bit of plastic underneath. And then the final one, let's put some more glue on it. And pop it on the side so that you've got a row of 4. So you don't want to do another row of 4 and then another row of 4. You want to start building on this foundation, otherwise you'll need to put too much glue and you won't have enough time to get the glue on and get the other ones on. So if you want to do the tubes where you sit them like so, you know, one in between each other, then you're only going to be able to put 3 on the top there, if you see what I mean. And it's kind of difficult to get it glued. So it is going to be one directly on top of each other, but that actually works out okay because it gives you a few spaces to put little random pieces of fleece in as well. You can kind of see that the glue's dry because it's gone opaque. So I am going to put the next one along here, just in exactly the same way as we did those others, on top. Hold on for a second. Next one along. On top. And then the final row, exactly the same thing again, you're just going to put them on top. Okay, so you've now got all your tubes ready, but they're a little bit loose. You can see they're sort of coming apart. So what we want to do is put some glue in between where we can. So I'm just going to go in between here. I'm going to squeeze them together. So I'm on this second row here, and I'm just going to put some along here, in between each one. Sort of hold them together until that dries. And do it from the other side as well. This is what will make it, you know, a long-lasting, won't be torn apart immediately type game. And you're going to do this on every bit you can see, you know. The point of this is not to be pretty, the point is to be robust and a fun game for the dog. You can never underestimate how rough a dog is going to be with something. You know, it might seem really tough to you, but obviously they've got much stronger jaws than us and stronger teeth, so I am literally filling this with glue in every nook and cranny. So that is the base of the game made, and all you need to do is put things into it with treats in it. Now, you can use literally anything. You can use paper bags. I buy paper bags, but you can use any paper bags you've got. A lot of the time I use the ones that my prescriptions come in. You can use material and you can fold it in all sorts of different ways. But for a very basic game, you can just cut a bit of fleece. So this is a bit of fleece here, and I am just going to cut a bit off. I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to cut a bit off and see, because depending on the width of the boxes you've got is how you put it in. So you can either just roll it up like this, so put a treat in here and roll it up. It also depends on how advanced or otherwise your dog is. But see, when you put that in like that, it's not going to stay in there, so I would suggest just folding it over and letting it sit like that, so it's at the edge so they can get it. And then you could put another one on the other side. You can use any material you like. I do use fleece because it is easy to wash. You can just bung this all in the washing machine, and it's easy for them, it's thick enough for them to be able to undo the little pieces and use them. But if you have got a dog that's a particularly chewy type dog, a tough chewer, then you can use something called polycotton drill it's called. But when you're starting out, you can just do this with fleecing. So I'll pop you in a video now of what's I'm playing with this.